How's it going, folks? Bitcoin, crypto is down. We're smashed. We're in the gutter. But there are some interesting things happening. Some interesting fundamental things are changing in the market. We already know that whales are buying, and we have some shifts potentially in the fundamental structure of the market. I said this before, and I'll say it again. The market has changed a lot since the last time we were at 70K. We're going to get right into it without further ado. So let's go for it by starting to have a look here at the price chart. Of course, Bitcoin currently trading at $66,956. If we just zoom in a little bit here to the hourly chart, we can take a bit of a closer look at that. Not a massive move since yesterday. However, you will confirm we have been in a downtrend essentially since yesterday, or we should have confirmed a downtrend locally, put in ever since the high from the 15th of February. Yesterday, I believe we were up here, and we have, of course, broken this low down at $67,240, meaning we're in a confirmed downtrend since that high put in on the 15th of December. Of course, downtrend defined as high here, low here, lower high here, lower low here, lower high here, and we have just taken out those lows to put in a lower low just now. I've said before, my sort of line in the sand for this locally is going to be this low here at $65,127. Honestly, the only real horse I have in the race for that right now is my short-term, we'll call it swing trade, leverage swing trade, which I'll show you right now. As you can see here, I am long from about $63,400. That is a 0.1 BTC position now. We've taken out a lot of profit out of that trade, about $3,000 profit out of that trade. Currently sitting about $340 up. 20x leverage, but like I say, my line in the sand for that, where I look to just get out the rest of it if we keep coming down to the downside, is going to be this level here at about 65K. Just get up the right chart again. There we go, 65K. And that is just looking for a continuation of this sort of local downtrend since the initial bounce from the big move down. It's not to say I fundamentally think the market is going to keep going lower or keep going higher. If that does happen or if that doesn't happen, like I say, it's just a short-term trade. The trade has already run its course in the sense that we've taken out a big amount of profit from that. It was a very high-risk position, and really the rest of this is just left on as a low conviction bet, low risk, low conviction bet that the market keeps going up from here. And I'm going to cut it in profit if we fall below 65K. That would essentially confirm the downtrend since the bounce that we put in after the most recent lows down at just shy of 60K. Still interested in accumulating spots, but at this particular point, we're not in max panic in the market like we were about a week ago. So I'm not looking to aggressively ramp up my spot buying schedule. I'm just going to keep dollar cost averaging as usual. That is the strategy that I'm sticking to. But we do know that big whales have been accumulating in the last 6 months. Okay, we know this from data published by CryptoQuant here. We also know that they've ramped that up during the most recent drop. Okay, on the 6th of February, the wrong article, over the last 6 months, here we go. Bitcoin's current price is the same as when whales started accumulating. Their full-scale accumulation began October 2024. So you can also see that has increased over the last 6 months, and we can also see that has increased particularly on the 6th of February. 66.94 thousand BTC inflowed into accumulator addresses. These are the addresses that over time buy more Bitcoin than they sell, right? The addresses that buy Bitcoin and don't sell. Bitcoin moves to those addresses. It doesn't move out of those addresses. And they have seriously ramped up accumulation. You can see that in the data here, again, published by CryptoQuant. Also, we've seen Tom Lee buying. Bitmine adds $90 million in ETH. Tom Lee says crypto sentiment reminiscent of 2018 and 2022 bottoms. The Ethereum treasury firm, and it is in fact the biggest Ethereum treasury firm. Bitmine is the company that holds the most Ethereum on their balance sheet. continues buying its buying spree with its largest weekly ETH purchase in token terms this year. Bitmine purchased 45,759 ETH last week, lifting total holdings to 4.37 million tokens. The firm now has 3 million ETH staked, generating $176 million in annualized rewards. Chairman Tom Lee, love him or hate him, says the current sentiment in crypto markets reminded him of the lows seen in 2018 and 2022. Now, Tom Lee has been criticized for being overly bullish on Bitcoin, and in particular for some of those bullish predictions that he was making, or bullish calls that he was making on Bitcoin, to directly go against what some of his analysts were saying, right? Some Bitcoin analysts were saying. But love him or hate him, this call to sentiment, I think, is very, very smart. And I think it's reminiscent of what we see in successful investors over time. You can clearly see that this is on one particular side of the fence, and it's not retail. Okay, that is basically getting excited when the rest of the market gets very, very down, gets into the extreme fear on the fear and greed index. I've spoken about this before as well. Right? Usually, when we get into these areas of extreme fear, that precedes times when the market is going to go up again. Doesn't mean it has to happen tomorrow, doesn't mean it has to happen immediately, but that's usually what comes first, okay? And it means conveniently that you can accumulate, if you're willing to buy into that extreme fear, you can accumulate Bitcoin, you can accumulate crypto, any sort in fact, for favorable prices versus what you're paying if you're buying into euphoria, which usually comes before prices come down again. Cyclical. Bitmine Immersion Technologies, the largest Ethereum treasury company, purchased 45,759 ETH last week with over $90 million, extending its buying spree despite the sharp pullback in crypto prices. Bitmine has now staked over 3 million ETH. We know that already. Lee said sentiment in crypto markets remains depressed, drawing comparisons to the lows of 2018 and 2022. But he argued the current environment differs in that there have been no major collapses of large players. Investor sentiment and enthusiasm are rock bottom, reminding us of the forlornness and dejection seen at the November 2022 lows and the depths of the 2018 crypto winter, he said. Rather, it seems like crypto has remained weak since the price shock and massive deleveraging seen on October the 10th. Quick reminder, as if you need it, that was this massive historic liquidation event we saw back in October. But to get back to Tom Lee, Lee also highlighted developments from last week's Consensus Hong Kong conference, where he cited tokenization, artificial intelligence, integrations, and proof of humanity infrastructure as long-term growth drivers of Ethereum specifically. But I think what's most interesting about this is something that I agree with, something I've spoken about here as well, and that is the market is very different now at 70k, less than, unfortunately, than it was last time we were at 70k, or less than. Things have moved on. I've got two reasons to cite this as well. Okay, first of all, we've got regulation, infrastructure on that side of things. Take a look at this article here from Forbes. US Treasury Secretary issues very important crypto prediction as the Bitcoin price suddenly soars. Now, a few days back, okay, 14th of February, we were bouncing from lows, but it's not the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is wild rumors helped to drive the Bitcoin price to bounce back. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett said it is very important that the crypto market structure bill, known as the Clarity Act, is passed, predicting this will help Bitcoin and crypto markets recover. I think the Clarity bill would give great comfort to the market, and we could move forward from there. Okay. Now, that's a fairly weak statement, but the point is we are getting closer and closer to the friendly regulatory environment, particularly in the US, is expanding. It's getting friendlier. Right now, Polymarket predicting just over 60% chance of the Clarity Act being signed into law in 2026. And as Forbes also points out, this is even since, if you give me 1 second here, even since Coinbase torpedoed the bill, right? Don't agree with the exact contents of the bill. But the key point with this story in the micro sense is it's in the balance whether or not that gets passed before the end of 2026, because it would essentially clash with midterm elections in the USA. But 60% chance on Polymarket of that going through this year before the end of 2026. Bullish if that goes through, of course, because it paints a more regulatory friendly environment, a more regulatory friendly picture in the US. Now, that doesn't just help Bitcoin, of course, that helps the entire crypto market as a whole, which has shifted once again. It's changed. It's different to the last time we were down, or up as it was back then, at 70K. FinTech Finance News here reports a study from BVNK. From paychecks to purchases, stablecoins are becoming everyday money, finds Global Services. A new global study released today by BVNK reveals that stablecoins are no longer niche, but are becoming a practical everyday form of money being used around the world for everything from getting paid to buying goods and services. It's according to BVNK's Stablecoin Utility Report, which surveyed over 4,600 early adopters and crypto natives in 15 countries. The study was carried out by YouGov on behalf of BVNK and in partnership with Coinbase and Artemis. It shows how people are turning to stablecoins to move money more quickly, securely, and affordably, and how this shift in behavior is becoming a worldwide trend beyond its roots in the global south. Of course, stablecoins being cryptocurrencies pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar. And I think this is an excellent example of real world, actual, tangible utility of blockchain technology and of crypto. But really interesting to see that shift quantified, where more people understand what a stablecoin actually is. I was explaining this to some people the other day, but the point is the world as a whole is waking up to the use of the blockchain, to the use of crypto technology. We've got the potential for a better regulatory environment in the US quickly, and once again, whales, okay, big public whales and big non-public whales, as we can see on the blockchain, buying and accumulating into this dip. Doesn't mean we're going to turn around tomorrow, okay? It doesn't mean we're going to turn around tomorrow because more people know what stablecoins are. It doesn't mean we're going to turn around tomorrow because whale wallets, accumulator wallets are buying Bitcoin into this dip. Doesn't matter what Tom Lee's doing. And, okay, we don't even know if we're going to get the Crypto Clarity Act this year, though it's looking more likely than not. The point is the sum combination of all of these factors, all of these things happening, points towards the inevitable, which is Bitcoin up and to the right, which is quite clearly over time. I like accumulating when the market's down, when the market is scared and upset. Right now, in the short term, I think we could very well slip a little bit further from here, but I would consider that to be a buying opportunity. That being said, I'm sharing that as my opinion, purely for entertainment purposes. Absolutely nothing I say should be considered financial advice. Thank you so much for watching, and there is plenty more to come. Catch you in the next one. Bye.